Hey there, welcome to my Dark Souls 3 Cinders mod playthrough. Again. So, for those of you that followed me in my previous playthrough, you might be wondering why I'm starting over a new playthrough. That's because Cinders mod had updated twice since the last time I recorded. It went from 2.09, which is what I was playing on, to 2.11, which is what we're currently on. And that's just because I got really distracted with other game playtests and such. There was the Elden Ring playtest, there was the Lost Ark closed beta, and just overall making other videos on my channel. So I got a little bit behind and I didn't want to continue with my last playthrough just in case the update corrupted my character data or did something funky with it. So I decided, since I wasn't that far anyways, I was just at the Undead Settlement after beating 3 bosses, I might as well just start a new playthrough, but this time I kind of like just pick things up and just race to the point that I was at before, right? So I wouldn't run around as much or make stupid decisions until I'm at that point. I'll try to get there within one episode or so. And another reason for me to restart is because of the Wanderer mode. So what the Wanderer mode is that weapons no longer need to be reinforced. So your damage basically comes from progression. So every time you kill boss, you get a slight damage boost instead of reinforcing every weapon that you find. And this is really good for us because we're a strength build. Obviously, there's a lot of strength builds in this game, right? And I want to try out all of them, see how they work. So, like, switching weapons most of the time, like, if not all the time. So I thought Wanderer mode will work really good on that. And yeah, so that was another reason I decided to do another playthrough. Anyways, let's try to get back to where we were before, which is basically defeating the Greatwood twice to get our first new weapons that we never tested before. In terms of strength weapons, there's the ones in the base game, which I most likely won't test all that much. I'll probably like swing it around a little bit. But I'm really interested in like the new weapons this mod has to offer. So that's what I'm gonna do. And like I said before, I'll try not to waste any time. I'll just like try to catch up to my previous playthrough where I left off. But what my previous playthrough did not include was the items within and around Firelink Shrine. For example, I would always do this tree jump every time I play Dark Souls or start a new game. Last time, for some reason, I completely forgot, and okay, they put the Weeb Samurai over here. That's an interesting position. I'm just gonna throw him. Yep, just gonna do that. So I keep thinking, what is that? What is happening to me? I have no idea what that is, but anyways, as I was saying, if you notice that these flaming knives I got are different from the last playthroughs, this time they're bloodthirsty flame knives. So they recharge depending on the damage you do to your enemies. So you can exhaust all of them, and you can start recovering them as you do damage. Okay, stop interrupting me. Yeah. You can recover them as you do damage to enemies. So say if you use all of them, and then you kill a few enemies, chances are you're going to regenerate a few of them. So that's really good. Compared to before, which I didn't really figure it out what it was before, but you had a limited amount until you visited a bonfire or something like that. Which is overall not that great, because you'll kind of like use them up before you hit another bonfire, and then they'll just be sitting in your inventory not doing anything. This time around you can actually just throw them as you please, and as you deal damage and kill more enemies along the way, you'll get more charges of it. So like I said before, since we're in Wanderer's mode, we don't have weapon reinforcement. That's why you don't see it here.
Pretty be careful. I know.
Now, one thing I do know is that even though we get our damage boost from killing bosses, it is still slightly lower, I believe, than just straight up reinforcing your weapons in standard mode. But I mean, that's a small trade-off, right? Because if we want to test every single weapon there is, and in standard mode we would have to reinforce all of them one by one. That would take a lot of resources, and that's just something that just breaks the flow of the playthrough, you know? So PO Wanderers mode is a great way to play. Even better, like if you're starting this game brand new, I would recommend starting in Wanderers mode, just so you can... Jesus Christ, these guys are fucking me up. Yeah, so if you're starting new in this mod, you want to experience basically all the things, all the weapons, right, that are new to this mod, I suggest you start in Wanderers mode, because that way you'll be able to just pick a weapon up, like you'll just run through a zone and pick up some interesting weapon that you want to use, right? And you can use it right away. You don't have to go and reinforce it in order for it to do any damage, right? And since there are a bunch of weapons in this mod, it's gonna be like super annoying to upgrade every single one that you like. Now, as usual, we're gonna fight Gundyr as the first boss. I only have one Estus Flask remaining, so this might be troublesome, especially because the new patch kind of like made every boss really aggressive, and as you can tell, their health bar is got a little beefy too. Okay, that's annoying. Also has a stupid kick move that he spams constantly whenever you're behind him. Alright, so that wasn't a great start, but now that we know, I'll come back and kick his ass. One thing that I did notice with the Cinders mod is that they kind of want, whoever makes the mod kind of want Gundyr to be stronger just because of his place in the lore, right? Because standard mode, like base game Gundyr, is your first boss, and he's really not that strong, and you really get like an experience with him once you fight his champion version. So I think what the mod maker really wants to do with this is just make like even the first Gundyr in this area decently strong to suit his name, right? Because he was supposed to be a chosen undead as well. That kick move is really annoying. So what we're gonna do to avoid the kick move is just to attack him from the front. Because it feels like if you get behind him, he'll be more likely to use his kick move. There's second phase, which usually activates when he's kind of low, and now he activates when he's around like 80% health, I would say. That's the best move to get, because it's so easy to dodge, and it doesn't spread any of his curse thingies like that. So please keep jumping. Not sure why I got a wolf on what sword grass there. We might have killed some of the enemies outside of the fog gate. That is really annoying. It's blocking my screen, so I can't see how much health he has left. Yeah, there we go. Not that bad. But definitely more challenging than Gundyr before. Now, since they started us off at the Firelink Shrine, we don't actually get to explore the actual beginning area you would usually spawn in, so I wonder what's up here. That's not what I expected. Why is there a black knight here? Yeah, my backstabs really don't do that much damage. Maybe I'll try to Cestus. More or less the same damage. Ow. That took a long time for me to kill, and there's another one over there. So I assume this whole area is just black knights. Now, if that is the case, I think I'll have to come back later. Once I get a few more levels and a better weapon to actually deal with them, because it just takes way too long for me to kill them right now. I was trying to walk back, but I realized I could just warp back. So already there's this bunch of differences between 2.09 to 11. Alright, so I think it's not that repetitive that I started another playthrough. Just gonna quickly take a look at the rings I got from there. There's the focusing ring, the Estus ring. Oh, this one can be useful. Actually, let me just go back to the shrine for a little bit. I know I said I'm trying to, like, catch up to where I was before, but still really taking my time with this. This is a good reason I came back here. We're just gonna kind of run through this level. I say that as I fight the first two enemies I see, but I'll try to speed things up. And go through this level as quick as I can so we can get back on track. I do want to fight all the invaders though, just because I find them kind of interesting. Also, this chest was not here before, so that kind of tells me that they added more chests in this area in general, so it might be good for me to just like explore every area. I'm not entirely sure what this NPC is doing. I feel like they're even more of a pushover than before, but they did drop an interesting ring, which I haven't seen before. The Hour's Ring of Retribution grants a chance to cause shatter when you are hit on the back. Now, I have no idea what shatter means. I've never seen that status effect before, or mechanic, so I'll just equip it and see if we can figure out what it does. Now, I still want to get all the items in the area, so that is why I'm here. If you realize I just got a Titanite shard, even though we are on Wanderer's mode, so those things are completely useless to us, we still kind of picked them along the way. They haven't actually gotten removed from the game. If you decide to go with Wanderer's mode, they're still there, but more or less you can't use them, so they're just there. Now, one thing that I completely forgot about, just because I get distracted way too easily, is that chest that we saw that wasn't in the previous version of the game. Where the NPC was, where the intruder was. Completely distracted by how easy that intruder was. I completely missed the fact that it was there, or remember the fact that it was there, so we're gonna go and open it now, and it's weak. Merchant ring, what is that? Increases endurance. That's weird. I wouldn't associate merchants with endurance. That would be like discovery or something, item finding. Anyways, as I was saying, these flaming knives are really nice because you can throw them pretty fast, even out of like walls and stuff. They do a decent amount of damage, and I picked fire just because there's a lot of enemies that are annoying in this game that are weak to fire. And you'll see throughout the run when that happens. And I think it's just like very useful burial compared to the other options that you're given. Venerable Sage, I think that's the same, right? Same as before. Solaris just sitting there. You're gonna see me relying on these flaming knives for a decent while, just because they're so useful. Like, since we're playing a melee character, we don't have much range attacks or anything to like sort of poke at enemies. So this is a great addition, I think. I hate these guys. Absolutely detest them. Come on. They just take way too many hits, you know? Wrong item. Ravenous Chalice. I am out of Estus, so I gotta play a little careful here. But the next bonfire is right there, so we should be fine. I'm just picking this bonfire for later, because that's Grey Rat's cell down there, and we don't have the cell key or Loretta's bone, so there's no point going down there right now. I forgot to actually rest at it. Don't fall, don't fall. Holy. So yeah, first example on why the flaming knives are useful. Right up here. These enemies that kind of explode into the big black mess. Two knives, all you need. And I just picked up a bright bug. I'm not sure if I'm reading that right, so I'm gonna go into my inventory and see what's that all about. They actually added the bright bug. I don't know if it's this patch or it was always there, because I kind of ignored it if I got it last time. But that's a huge deal. If you guys remember Dark Souls 2, one of the reasons that Dark Souls 2 was kind of easy, well, it's an optional item, but you can make Dark Souls very easy by just using bright bugs. Because the amount of damage and the amount of damage absorption that it gives you is just insane. Like, none of the other Dark Souls games have an item that allows you to do that. I actually... Please don't kill me. That was close. Almost died to this thing. Well, that heals way too slow, so I'm just gonna... Is there anything else that heals me significantly? Divine Blessing, right? Might as well. I never used Divine Blessing anyways during a playthrough, so there's no point in me saving it. More useless Titanite shards for us, because we're on Wanderer mode. That guy's gonna throw bombs at me, but I can't target him while he's being a sad boy, so... I'm just gonna roll down here. That's the shard. I'm gonna get out of this room. There's the cell key we need for Grey Rat, but I'm gonna get the bone as well before visiting him. Gotta get rid of that firebomb, dude. Is that a divine tome? That's weird. Usually don't see those things until Undead Settlement. Seek Brow. Now the Seek Brow would cover my health. It does. I'm just gonna use a life gem for now. Not a lightning resin, so that's good for Vordt. Take care of that easily. Did one of them see me? No? Okay, good. This guy might be trouble. I need to run. He's gonna chop my head off. Don't you fucking shoot me with that arrow. So one thing I've noticed with these flaming knives is that even when you visit a bonfire, they don't kind of reset their use. You have to regenerate them through dealing damage. I'm gonna get the banner from Emma as usual. Get the fuck out of here, boy. Now we're just gonna go straight to Vordt. I'm not gonna deal with these things right now. I just want to get my weapons as soon as possible. Because previously we got them, but I never actually put them to use. So I haven't scratched that itch. Still want to try them out. Oh, I forgot to... Oh, there's no big. I'll just do it now. Vordt, yeah. Thank you for waiting, Vordt. he hits 360 now, huh? Oh, didn't really matter that much. It would be nice for them to do to Vordt what they did to Gundyr. Kind of like play around with his kit a little bit, make him a little stronger. But it's okay. Can't do that for all the underpowered bosses. But they did give him the breath attack to be 360, which is a good change, to be honest, because he was missing a lot of like offensive capabilities when you're behind him. He just cannot reach you. His arm isn't long enough to reach his backside, you know. He's got that big dump truck at the back. Can't possibly circle his limbs around it. So if you just got there and started smacking his big fat ass, there's nothing he can do to you. Now, we are on Wanderer's mode, and there is that damage boost, but I think it depends on which boss you kill, so not every boss gives you an equivalent amount of damage boost. So I'm guessing Vordt will probably give you like a tiny amount.
Please. Oh, to us website.